Adela Knox at Finovate Europe, and I'm here with Isil Ugurlu, the German ambassador of EWPN, European Women Payments Network. Hi Isil, how are you?
Good. Thanks, Adela, for having us here today.
What a pleasure to have you. I wanted to ask a couple of questions related to your work at EWPN, but also your role and involvement with Fintech in general. So one of the questions, if you don't mind, what is your history in Fintech?
Well, I think I can say that I grew up in Fintech. So by chance, I started working on the PSP side many years ago. And afterwards, I found out that how interesting, how innovative this industry was. And so many years after that, with many companies behind me now, and with the great support of EWPN, so networks, now I'm actually continuing this journey in Fintech. And so this is actually how I started in Fintech, yeah.
A long journey. What about your recent role as a German ambassador for EWPN? Can you tell us a little bit more about EWPN? What's the mission? What's the origin?
Well, I joined European Women Payments Network about 2 years ago. And I've been asked to take over the country ambassador role for Germany. Because EWPN is a non-profit organization, a 100% non-profit organization led by 100% volunteers. And we can only expand and also tell more about this great network who is supporting every woman who is new starters in the business, who are experienced business role models, and so whoever you can think of. So this platform brings women, but not only women, like all the diverse people together. So what we stand for is actually diversity. And so basically with this vision, this organization was started, I think 5 years ago, by Marta, and she's been doing a great job with that. And so I was also very happy to join the network 2 years ago. And so what we do have ambassadors in each country, or if the country has a great representation of Fintech, then we tend to do like co-ambassadorships as well. So what we do, we organize local meetups. We also do partnerships with conferences, with great organizations like Finovate as well. And we try to tell more about our vision. We try to work towards the diversity and what we say, which is also our mission, so make diversity matter in Fintech. Because what we see in many conferences, that there is a great transparency actually between the male representation and women representation. This is not only the conference's fault. I'm not saying like someone is doing a bad job, but there is particular encouragement is missing towards women, and also like in the interview procedures and in boards of many companies. So, and that's why I think organizations like this, having given topics like this, meetups like this, help women think about it and actually expand and think there is nothing to be afraid about. There are also women like me, also experienced women like me, having the same challenges. I don't want to say difficulties, but challenges. Challenges are to overcome, and I think we are doing a great job as a network, and this is only with the great support of other organizations like yourself.
Oh, I'm very happy to hear that, and I completely agree with you. So what does it then mean for you working with event organizers like us? Because you mentioned Marta. I have worked with Marta for several years. We worked together on Finovate Europe last year. We worked together in Africa on Finovate Africa as well. And again, we're here in Berlin working together in a different geo. So what does it mean for you?
Yeah, well, literally, this is amazing. So I've been asked, not only Marta, like everyone in our network. I used to, maybe when I was younger, when I first started in the fintech industry, I realized I was the only woman around. So like in meeting rooms, in conferences, in after drinks or pre-conference networking sessions and so on, I used to be one of the only women, or maybe sometimes a single woman. And that was always like, okay, am I special? No, this is not this is not the case. The representation is not so high, and even women are going there, so you don't really see all these successful women who are doing great jobs actually on the board levels, on the senior management levels of many companies, but you were not seeing them. And with this organization, with our yearly conference in September, I then, for the first time, been to a conference with 300 women, and I think we had only 3 men sitting in the very front. They were the speakers, and they actually went on the stage and said, "Now we do understand you." So you know,
how you feel.
they finally understood how we felt, and this is actually about that. So you know, I saw, okay, I wasn't the only woman. All these women either were hiding somewhere, or there was nothing really approaching them so directly with the topics, with the extent of the areas, and so that was a great chance for me, and I wanted to stick to that. And then I overtook more and more responsibilities, and now trying to do next to my full-time job, because as I mentioned, this is 100% voluntary stuff that we are doing next to our job in our free time. Everyone is doing it really with a great passion and investing a lot of time and passion. And this is a great thing for me, because I find role models, I find also people that I can mentor, and we do also have dedicated clinics and also programs within our network for stuff like this. And I think this is good to see. This is also in generally looking for women, for young women, what they need to see. So role models, what they can reach, and so on. Conferences, women or diverse representation is always a great example. And this is what it taught me in the past 2 years.
Happy to hear that, and I can see there is a great deal of passion behind what you do, and I'm very pleased that we can support as Finovate Europe. I recently ran a podcast on the subject matter about diversity at conferences, and gender diversity and ethnicity and race diversity in general. And basically us as event organizers actively try and encourage women to be part of our events, hence us collaborating with organizations and networks like yours to make sure that we provide the opportunity, we provide the platform, so there is a common ground. We really are on the same page here. Fabulous. You actually had an opportunity to sit on one of our panels on the payment stage yesterday as well. Yeah. So would you mind telling me, how have you seen the sector evolve over the last 5 years?
The sector, the fintech sector over the
fintech sector, payment sector.
Well, always very innovative. That's why I think your conference name is really good. Ever since I started, so I think I never had to stick with the same product or same design of the product for over than 2 years. So when I started almost 7-8 years ago, the mobile was just coming. So the mobile was like the next big thing, and it's now already the big thing. And it's always changing. Now we are talking about the cryptocurrencies, about AI, and there are also voice commerce, and there's always innovation happening. And what we talked about yesterday was also very interesting, because our topic was the new innovations and where to go. And we've been debating about like what is the direction. There are so many different paths actually you can go. And I think one of the most important things, especially in Europe, towards the innovation is actually the regulations. And that was also one of my arguments, saying like also in emerging markets, many of the innovations are led by the regulations, and so they are setting a rule, and you have to keep up with that. And data privacy was one of the big steps 2 years ago in Europe, and I think this is one of the regulations we were sticking up with. PSD2, we can debate about this maybe hours long. This is another topic. We are already talking about the PSD3. I don't know if it's going to happen, but to my personal opinion, I believe in mobile and digital wallets. I think this is going to be the future. And what I'm also pretty certain about, maybe not in 5 years, maybe not in very traditional payment behavior-wise, very traditional countries like Germany, but in generally looking maybe USA, China already, I think we will be having a plastic cardless payment in the future, because the arguments that I'm also hearing from outside in many papers, why do I need the plastic in my portemonnaie if I do already have the same function in my phone or in any other wearables? Many of the people already have all these devices, and why do I have it? So I have a bunch of cards, but I usually not use them, so it's easier for me to pay at the cashier with my phone and so on. I think digital wallets have a great future, not only like as the replica to plastic cards, but it comes with many other functionalities like data-driven businesses, and also optimized kickbacks, reward programs, and user experience-wise seamlessly payment flows. And also it can bring the POS business together with the e-commerce business, and this is what I'm pretty certain about. This is going to happen very soon.
It's certainly a very fast-paced sector and constantly evolving sector, so we will see. We will see, absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Isil. Real pleasure to have you. Once again, this is Adela Knox from Finovate Europe. Thank you.